Hello and happy Friday. We did it, chat. We made it to Friday. And the market has been kind of crazy. We've had some crazy headlines. We've had some crazy stuff, but we are here to make sense of it for today. I am your host, Ryan Faloona, and I am here with Jonathan Mallard. Jonathan, how are you doing today?
I'm happy it's Friday, man.
So you're like everyone else out there.
I guess so. But it's been a crazy week. And so it's just another day in the life. But we got some interesting earnings results to take a look at today.
Yes, we did. We did it, 13. We did it. And hello and good morning. Happy Muhammad. Okay. So the first thing that I want to cover before we actually jump into those earnings, Jonathan, is you and I often talk about like finding catalysts and finding things that are going to drive the next trade forward and lining up data points and all of those things. And this morning we have an excellent example of one of the catalysts or some type of why is it moving that you should be a little bit more skeptical of, or perhaps even do a little bit more due diligence on before actually taking that trade. And you can see right here, I just use movers and details, the what's moving scanner combination. And the first stock here is SYPR. Cypress Solutions, and you can see the why is it moving. Cypress Solution shares are trading higher after the company announced its electronics unit won a contract for a deep space program. No terms were disclosed. So that first sentence there sounds great, right? I mean, like electronics unit winning a contract. We talk about what contracts mean for stock price all the time. Deep space program. There seems to be a lot of intrigue with some of the different space names. One of the the ARC ETF is buying up space names. So on the surface, this why is it moving reads really good, and then we get the bombshell at the end. No terms were disclosed, and it's like it's one of those things. You know, it's like you use the example of traders circulating a rumor, this, that, and the other thing. When you have stuff like that, there's just not as much content to digest. There's not as much things to go through, and so what you see here is you actually see a pop in the stock price, but we've bled back over $1 of that already, or $1 of that already. So. Just be careful when you see headlines like this. It doesn't mean that you can't trade it. It just means that you might have to alter your strategy a little bit or be a little bit more defensive to make sure that you don't take a loss if something like this happens, right? Because it looks like we tried to really spike there, but we just gave it all back, and we really can't seem to get any traction to the upside. Every pop is met with sellers, and I suspect that one of the reasons is because there was no terms disclosed. So just something to keep on your radar. Now, to get back to what you were talking about with the earnings, we had Snap earnings, right? And so Snap is actually in the movers tool this morning because it reported better than expected Q1 earnings. Popped last night in the after hour session. Really kind of held that pop, right? We do have, it looks like the first move was actually down. That was immediately bought back up. Then we went higher, and we actually held higher. And then this morning, it looks like we kind of ramped into the open and sold back down, but we're still holding that elevated level from yesterday. So why is it moving here? Snap shares are trading higher for the company reported better than expected Q1 sales results and issued Q2 guidance. The company reported Q1 daily active users, DAUs, up 280 million or 22% year over year. If you recall, the daily average users was the big metric that people were looking at in the earnings reports for a lot of these social media companies, and it looks like 22% year over year was a good one.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if do you think that could have been off of the earnings call after the close there, from where it went down and then back up again for Snap?
Yeah, I mean that often happens with conference calls, and that's actually one of the we've talked about that too, Jonathan. We've advised people actually listen to conference calls and use our calendar to find out how to do that. I actually didn't listen to this call itself, so I'm not sure what they discussed. I also don't have a position in Snap, but that would be something to look into. I'm actually not even sure exactly when. Shame on me, I didn't use the calendar to find out when the earnings call is, but one of the things that we also discussed about this in the happy hour yesterday is this going to have some type of sympathy effect on Pinterest, which of course reports its earnings next Tuesday, I believe. Let me go ahead and pull Pinterest up here. Yeah, earnings confirmed for Tuesday after the market. So you can see that Pinterest has a very, very similar chart pattern, right? It looks like it sold off initially when the Snap earnings came out. Then it was bought back up, kind of dipped a little bit, then ramped into the close, and now we're kind of giving it back. And if we zoom out and take a bigger look at Pinterest, this stock has been on an incredible run. I mean, really, since the coronavirus lows of last year, we're we hit $10. We're up at 74 right now. So really just a huge run here. One of the things that we discussed in the happy hour is that, be careful, right? Because if these companies beat, if there's not enough to keep driving them there, what buyers are left? Who's going to buy it? Who's going to be the one that takes it to the next level here? So even on a good earnings report, you could see it sell off.
Someone from the chat is mentioning Microvision, MVIS here. It's been on a crazy run this morning. It looks like it might be in a reversal pattern right now. But, going from, 14 to 16 here within the past hour or so.
Yeah. Now, remember, didn't we have as we were saying here in the Why Is It Moving, Intel CEO recently said global chip shortages could last 2 or more years. A chip shortage and lower supply could lift prices. So what they're saying there is that although the supply is going to be a little bit smaller, the demand is still going to be there or even greater, and thus could result in higher prices. And perhaps that's the pop. This stock has really had kind of a crazy run too. I mean, this was, below $1 for so long, and then really just kind of had this meteoric rise. Now, the one thing I will say about this is I see why the stock is trading up given the reason today. One of the things that I will point out here is, though, even after our really, really great run that we are still in a near-term downtrend here. So let's wait and see. The 50-day moving average is starting to round. The 200-day is still sloping up, so not a huge concern right there. Looks to be some pretty good support at 10. We're up here at 16. So for me, this is really a no trade. I would actually watch a lot of these semis. I'm not the semi space seems like it's kind of really had a good run. And then on top of that, I also think with some of the news that or potential news about Bitcoin and the recent sell-off in Bitcoin, let's see how those semis actually trade. This one, really interesting recent run, but I'm not going to fight this recent downtrend here. I like Hertz Scrambler saying, Nevis is up because I wrote it off. I am sorry for laughing. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. That's happened to me a whole bunch of times. As soon as I sell it, stock rips. And it's like, hey, as soon as I got out, you guys are welcome. There you go. So, and Lynn was saying Snap looks like a reverse Head and Shoulders. So perhaps higher to go on Snap. Now, one of the other stocks that was being asked about here is CLOV. This is Clover Health Investments. This was one of the Chamath SPACs that was really, really popular. The question here is, what do you think of Clove? Well, I think that this is a SPAC that was talked about quite a bit. So we've had some, really volatile back and forth moves in this name. What do I think of the actual company? Well, I really don't have any experience myself with the company. And boy, it looks like I just broke my chart. So sorry about that. Let me see if I can resolve this. I really don't have. Nope. Looks like I'm getting some type of data issue here. So sorry about that, Jonathan. Let me let some of this data build here. I don't, as far as Clove goes, I don't necessarily have a edge on where we're going to go from here. I like Chamath. And I like some of the names that he's in, but I know that there has just been so much hype surrounding these names. I can't really tell you. SPACs have really been trading kind of poorly. Some of the beaten down ones really bounced yesterday. We'll see if that's a dead cat bounce or if there's more there to go. Not really sure. I have no position in Clove. I'm not rushing to take this. I mean, I have no. To me, there's really no reason to actually rush this. Let me see if I can get. Oh, you know what? I think I just need to relog in here, Jonathan. Sorry about that.
No worries. I can see on my chart on this other screen that this could have been a volume expansion day trade today. It's had a nice little run really throughout the morning here.
All right, let me pull it back up. Yeah, there we go. I looks like I was logged out. So my apologies. Let me go ahead and zoom in here to the 1 minute chart. Yeah, Jonathan, it looks like there was one here, right? We've talked about this quite a bit. Whenever you see the stock make a high intraday on volume and then kind of pull back here, that now the spot as we refer to it, right? So I'm just going to take a horizontal line tool, boom, 883, that's the spot. You want to call it 882 or 884, you're not going to get an argument from me. As soon as this spot falls on volume, that trade is on. Looks like that happened right here just a couple of minutes later. And you can see that even though that actual break was a little bit of a battle, we've continued to trade higher here. And normally in these trades, you're really only looking for anywhere between 5 and 20 cents, 8.83 up to 9.30. I mean, we're looking at nearly 50 cents here. Now we've pulled back here, so let's see where we finish up. But nice little day trade you could have taken advantage of there. Nice spot, Jonathan. You got a good eye for this stuff.
Yeah, I learned from the best, man. I learned it from you. And and Dylan's asking, what do I do if I'm out of my free trial? So first of all, if anyone hasn't had a free trial, head on over to pro.benzinga.com. And then if you want to get a subscription, you can just email us at onboarding@benzinga.com. Even if you just want to talk through some more questions or get a one-on-one demo for some additional help, or just call us at 313-915-5155. I'll repeat that for Spencer. He probably doesn't have that on the screen. It's 313-915-5155. And I've got a whole team of people that would be happy to help.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Jonathan. I just wanted to answer her Scrambler's question. Can KOPN run? Well, I can only give you my technical position. I don't have any edge or insight on KOPN, but looking at the chart here, yes, this is definitely a stock that can run. You can see it looks like it does it when it gets volume, when it gets interest. So that would be my key. That would be my signal on whether or not there's an imminent trade here. Just as I do with pretty much all stocks, I definitely want to get an idea of what the trend is because I don't want to fight it. Although we are in a near-term downtrend here, it looks like we still have some space to even get back to that trend line. So I suspect that even if this trend were to hold, there might still be a trade up here. But again, I want to see volume come in here. And when I'm looking at these volume candles on the bottom, a lot of this daily volume is sell volume. So that tells me that the trade, if there is one, might be quick. Looks like we did get one here. I wouldn't have played this on a volume expansion because I didn't get the pullback that I was looking at. It really kind of stayed right around that level and then popped. So knowing me and my own trading plan, I would have missed this. If you were able to catch this, that's great. You might have traded it off this converging 50 and 200 moving average here. We'll see. Good luck if you trade this. If you do, I would say that this is probably a shorter term trade. I wouldn't get married to this. I now pronounce you man and stock.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. We got to go, but go ahead, smash a like for Ryan and Jonathan, pro.benzinga.com, onboarding@benzinga.com. Guys, thanks a lot.
Happy weekend, folks.
Happy weekend, guys. I'm joined now by Brent Slava, the head of Benzinga's news desk. Brent, how are we doing today?
Hey, what up, Ben?
What
I now pronounce you man and stock. I like that a lot, Ryan. Did you catch that?
What are you wearing?
Look at that. You like that?
That's a new one.
I know. You want to check out the other shirts that I got too? I just got a whole big bag of Benzinga swag. Big bag of Benzinga swag. I love alliteration.
I've never seen that one before.
It's new, baby. It's new.
How do you have it? I don't.
I bought it with my own hard-earned money.
Oh, geez.
Look, hold on. Let me grab my other shirts. They're right over here. You're going to like them. One second.
All right. Well, while Brent does that, I'm going to just bring up my screen here so you can see. When we get off the swag thing, we'll talk about earnings. But
you ready, Spence?
I'm ready. Okay. Well, yeah, what do we got?
So I got this one.
Yep.
I got this one. This is the back first. This is the back. Just says Benzinga, classy, right?
Okay. Is it a long?
But look at what the front. No, it's a short sleeve.
Okay. Whoa.
The front says Benzinga news go brrr.
Oh man. Okay.
And then this one. Here's the classic.
Yeah.
The classic. Specs attack.
Classic.
And then this might be low key my favorite one. Shout out to the Get Technical crew.
Whoa.
It's just a polo. There's nothing else on it. It's just a polo, and it just has the Get Technical rat on it.
Nice.
I like it. It's embroidered. It's like in there. Like it's like sewn in there. It's nice.
Oh my God.
Okay.
All right, Brent.
Swag.benzinga.com, by the way.
Swag.benzinga.com. The link is in the chat. Link is in the description. Brent, let's talk earnings. Next week is going to be the highlight, the peak of the earnings season here.
It really
I
is.
my Benzinga Pro calendar. I have sorted it. I've gotten my filter on.
Ooh, nice. Look at
I've already sorted it by estimated revenue, which is what I like to use to give me an idea of like who are the big boys, who are the biggest guns reporting next week, and that's what we got.
I like your style. I also I see that you got I'm looking down. I have my laptop over here. I have my desktop over here. That's why I keep looking down. I'm looking down at what you're showing on the screen, Spence.
Yeah.
I like that you use the importance column.
So I sort by that too. I go back and forth, right? I go by importance.
Nice.
And I'll also go by estimated revenue. Who are the big names?
It's smart, man. And so for that importance column, if Benzinga Pro users out there don't know where you got that from, you have to go hit that columns button. Yeah.
Right there
and you actually got to click it. It's not on by default. It's a little sort of Easter egg there for the earnings calendar. So you can do the same filtering that Spencer is doing here, or you can just take out your notebook right here, and I'm going to just hit everybody with a list of what I think were the 5s and 4s importance on the Benzinga Pro calendar.
Let's go.
All right, sweet. So Monday is usually a quieter earnings day, but really kind of the one that I had on the radar only was Tesla. That's Monday afternoon.
Oh,
you got it. I know. Yeah, I don't think they normally report on Mondays. I don't think Tesla has any consistency to its quarterly earnings reports, and that's fine. You don't have to or anything, but yeah, just kind of leaves shareholders in the dark a little bit. That's fine. That's Elon Musk, right?
Yep.
Tuesday, we have AMD, we have Microsoft, we have Google, Visa, Starbucks, GE, and Pinterest. I think GE, don't quote me on this, Spence, but I think GE is the only one that will be in the pre-market. The rest of those are after hours.
Okay.
Wednesday, this might be the day. You tell me if you think Wednesday's the day or Thursday's the day, Spence, after you hear them. Okay. Wednesday, Apple, Facebook, Qualcomm, Boeing, eBay, Shopify, Spotify, Ford, and Grubhub, all Wednesday. Thursday, Amazon, Baidu, Twitter, Neo, MasterCard, McDonald's, Bristol-Myers, Comcast, Gilead, Altria, Domino's, Merck.
Wednesday's bigger in my.
Wednesday's bigger, according to Spencer Israel. Bold statement by Spencer Israel.
Yeah, you got Apple and Facebook, right?
I agree. Yep. Friday, I have on my radar Alibaba and AbbVie.
Man, all right, guys. Next week is gonna be the fun week. It's game day, right? I look.
It really is the fun week.
I look at earnings like game day, right? You get four games a year, right? And in between those games, we're all just sort of guessing how these businesses are doing, and we get 4 games a year where we know, oh, here's how they're actually doing. And game day for a lot of these companies is next week. So
and like you said, Spence, at least for the news desk, it is the fun week because later in the earnings season, we still are dealing with the quantity that's happening on a daily, weekly basis. But the earnings reports aren't as exciting. We're not getting Apple, we're not getting Amazon, we're not getting Facebook.
For sure.
So
for sure.
Yeah. So we good on Spence. We good on earnings, Spence?
We're good on earnings, yeah.
Sweet. So there was a couple macro items yesterday that I wanted to just go over and play sort of like a just to be clear, because I think there was a few pieces of sort of misunderstanding on the macro front yesterday with a couple news items. So that Biden raising the capital gains tax headline, right? That was the big thing that moved us lower yesterday, right, Spence?
Yes, it was.
And so it was what we had the high mark for capital gains tax increase before was 39.6%. That's what we had heard. Yesterday we heard 43.4%, and that's when the market started falling. This morning, I feel like this headline was a little bit under the radar. I think the market moved on it, but I think it was kind of under the radar. Charlie Gasparino this morning reported that the final bill is likely to bring the capital gains tax increase, capital gains tax to the high 30s, not the full 43%, according to sources of his in DC.
Okay.
Did you hear that one this morning, Spence?
No, I didn't.
That's what I'm saying. So kind of like again, I think the market reacted to it, but I feel like at the end of this week or at the beginning of next week, traders are still going to be going yeah, but that capital gains tax. And at least according to Charlie Gasparino of Fox Businesses reporting today, it seemed like maybe not as bad as we had feared.
Okay.
And then another something that was popping up around that time that I've been hearing people discussing today, and I personally haven't been able to find any content, any research on it, was this thing that Janet Yellen was going to be going after like crypto or Bitcoin for capital gains taxes. Did you hear that one yesterday, Spence?
Not yesterday. That was rumored over the weekend.
That was last weekend. And so I wasn't able to find it. I think what ended up happening was traders judged that any increase in capital gains tax would ultimately be negative for Bitcoin, not necessarily that she was going to be going specifically after cryptocurrency. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
If people in the chat have a little piece of content to send me where we're confirming that the Treasury said something along the lines of Bitcoin, send it in the chat. Send it to me, Brent, at benzinga.com. We reached out to the Treasury yesterday and we haven't heard back yet. FYI.
Also, I mean, as far as I know, the IRS still doesn't even really know how to tax crypto. So,
I mean, yeah, Bitcoin was moving lower this week and yesterday, but like I feel like if we, definitively thought that a government, especially the US government, was gonna be going after Bitcoin, I thought it would be moving like a lot lower. Yeah, we're under 50,000, but I would think it would sort of tank, and I don't know if it necessarily tanked.
All right, Brent, we got to hop a few minutes early because I want to give this Backs Attack guy some leeway. So real quick, I want to do some really fast show and tell if you can.
Yeah.
I'll start. This is my show and tell for the day. Do you know why?
What do you got?
Do you know why? This is an Evian water bottle.
I can see that. Do I know why? No. Why do you know? What's the significance here, Spence?
This is our water source right now at Benzinga HQ.
What's happening? No water?
No water.
Water's down?
Ask me why it's Evian, because that's what Luke bought.
I mean, Evian's supposed to be like the fancy stuff,
we're
right?
washing our hands with this.
That is very ritzy, Spence. Very, very classy.
Brent, what do you got?
All right, so I am a record collector, y'all, and I want to show off a couple of my favorite records. Little Dr. John.
Okay.
Right Place, Wrong Time. Excellent record.
Ooh.
Roger Troutman, The Many Faces of Roger. Excellent, funky. He uses the talk box all the time.
Oh, man.
And this one is a 1986 classic. Billy Ocean, he won a Grammy in, I think, 1986 for the song Caribbean Queen. And hold on, Spence, the last one. This is my favorite record of all time. This is a Tool record. And this artist here, Alex Gray, he did this cover and he signed it here. There's 100 signed copies. I got one of them.
Hell yeah.
And you can like open this boy up. It's got some more sweet art in here. Check out the record. Check out the record really quick, Spence. So you open it up, get to your record.
Yeah.
There's amazing artwork on the record. I know.
Crazy.
There's another record in there. They all have really awesome artwork. Thanks for letting me do a little show and tell today, Spence.
Yeah, Brent Slava is the head of the Benzinga Pro Newsdesk. He's also a part-time DJ. Brent, have a good weekend, man.
Later, Spence. Later, everybody.
All right, we got to wrap because we got a big one coming up next year on Spax Attack. The CEO of Hyliion, Thomas Healy, he was on Pre-Market Prep back in August. He's going to be on Spax Attack here. Oh, the Spax Attack guys are here.
What's going on, Spencer? How we doing?
What up?
How
we doing?
Didn't know this was happening, but that's cool. What time was Thomas on?
Thomas will be on around 11:15. We're going to start the show as soon as we hop from here, so you guys don't want to miss this interview.
Definitely, guys. If you guys want to find out what's going on in Hyliion, what's up next, definitely stay tuned for this interview. All you're going to have to do is it'll redirect you over, guys, and then you guys will see on Spax Attack Hyliion coming up next.
All right, I'm going to go do that. So, guys, go on, hop on over there, and I will end this stream. So, please go ahead, smash that like button, hit subscribe to Benzinga, subscribe to Benzinga Clips, leave us a comment, let us know what you think, smash the like. I'm done. All right, Spax Attack is next. I'll see you guys later.